Hello and welcome to the history of Transformers. Today's episode we're going to cover Ratchet from the Generation 1 cartoon continuity. And here we go. Ratchet is the Autobots' chief medical officer. If something is broken, he can fix it. Ratchet is known for his irreverent bedside manner. He loves having a good time, and his party-loving nature has given him a dry wit. He is not a particularly mighty warrior, which sometimes leads him to believe he is expendable. Optimus Prime has trouble convincing Ratchet that this is far from the truth. Although he is a healer, Ratchet often finds himself on the front lines of combat, and on occasion the last hope the Autobots have. These pressures are sometimes too much for him to handle, but Ratchet ultimately never gives up. Ratchet served as Chief Medical Officer for the Ark on its mission to seek out new energy sources to fuel the Autobot struggle against the Decepticons. When the Ark was boarded by the crew of the Nemesis, Ratchet attempted to defend his ship by attacking Soundwave, but was thrown into a computer console for his trouble. Ratchet and the other Transformers were forced into emergency stasis lock when the out-of-control Ark crashed into a volcano on a primitive planet. 4 million years later, the volcano erupted, activating Teletran 1 to rebuild the Autobots and the Decepticons. Ratchet was rebuilt into a human-scaled ambulance. After Hound and Cliffjumper's failed scouting mission ended in a counterattack by Laserbeak, Ratchet arrived with Hauler to pull the damaged Hound out of a ravine. Once he finished repairing Hound, Ratchet was part of the battle group sent to stop the Decepticons stealing the oil from an offshore oil rig. However, he did not fare well in this battle. After the Autobots saved their new human friends, Spike and Sparkplug Witwicky, from the oil rig fire, Ratchet repaired Huffer's damaged arm in the repair bay outside the Ark. When Optimus Prime was caught in the explosion of the ruby mines of Burma, Ratchet helped the Autobot leader recover, but eventually his skills as a medic were not required, as Prime was totally fine after transforming back into robot mode. Soon afterwards, Ironhide was shot by Skywarp, so Ratchet carried the old-timer back to the base for repairs. During an ill-fated Autobot attempt to defend the local solar power plant, Starscream managed to shoot the guns out of Ratchet and Prowl's hands. Smarting from the concussion blast, Ratchet called for the Autobots to fall back. However, Ironhide once again managed to get himself damaged while saving Optimus Prime. Ironhide objected to Ratchet and Sparkplug's diagnosis of the damage, but Ratchet warned him against backtalk or the medic would short out Ironhide's mouth circuits. To prevent further argument, he shut down Ironhide, cutting off the warrior in mid-sentence. After the Autobots were led into a trap by a reprogrammed Bumblebee, Ratchet discovered the tampering done by the Decepticons and restored the little Autobot. In addition to patching up his fellow warriors whenever someone, usually Megatron, had roughed them up a little, Ratchet was also in charge of helping whenever Wheeljack had another invention in the making. Working together, the two Autobots designed and built the Dinobots, more or less from scratch. Ratchet was also responsible for saving Optimus Prime's life, performing a daring surgery on the Autobot leader while subjected to attacks by Laserbeak. When Skyfire refused to assassinate the Autobots and was gunned down by Starscream, it was Ratchet who reconstructed the giant Decepticon scientist and gave him a chance to reform. In 1985, after Spike was injured during a battle with the Decepticons, Ratchet carried their injured human friend to the Metro Hospital. While Spike's mind was transferred into the Autobot X experimental body Sparkplug had made earlier, Ratchet repaired the battle-damaged Bumblebee, but was forced to cut short his repairs after Spike went on a rampage in his new body. Spike's mind was returned to his real body. Ratchet theorized that he could probably fix the problems in the mind transfer process, but thought it was better left alone. When Megatron captured Gears and unwittingly threatened the destruction of Earth with his solar needle, Ratchet fly-kicked Thundercracker. After the Decepticons retreated, Ratchet and Wheeljack argued over which wire they had to disconnect to stabilize the sun. In the year 2005, while piloting a secret mission to Autobot City in order to gather a stockpile of Energon from Earth, Ratchet and his allies were attacked by Megatron. Ratchet and Ironhide returned fire, but they were both shot repeatedly and left for dead on the floor of the shuttle, as the Decepticons continued with their attack on Autobot City. Ratchet's body was eventually recovered for interment, as his grave was housed in the Interstellar Autobot Mausoleum. Sadly, it was not Ratchet's fate to rest in peace, along with the mausoleum itself. Ratchet's remains were later plunged into a sun as a side effect of a Quintesson plot.